What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're just doing a good old catch-up episode. So, I hope everybody out there is doing well. It has been a pretty chill weekend overall for me. As we kind of got the wheels rolling for February and things like that. But as always, if this is your first time here, then welcome. But if you're a returning listener and or watcher, then welcome back. Y'all know here at Dad Needs to Talk, it's all about fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV shows, movies, and of course some video games. So, like I said, hope everybody out there is doing well. Um, yeah, like I said, I just have a handful of things that I've watched recently that I haven't got a chance to really talk about. So I was like, you know what? This would be a perfect little catch up episode. So, of course, there will be timestamps for different things because there will be some shows or anime or manga or whatever that I might go into that might have some spoilers. So, if you want to skip around, past some stuff, whatever, check the description for those timestamps. And yeah, so I gotta start off with just a little sports talk, a little bit, very little bit, or whatever. Because well, first of all, sports wise, personally, for my family, basketball season is almost done for the kids. My daughters, they had their last game last week, and then my son has one more game coming up on Tuesday, so that'll be his last for his freshman year. As far as like in school wise, and then my daughters, they'll be rolling into track. One of them, the oldest twin, she'll be doing the 800 and the 400, and then the other one, she'll be doing long jump and triple jump. And then, yeah, so sports stuff is kind of winding down a little bit for now, but it's going to ramp right back up in a couple of weeks. Uh, and speaking of sports on a bigger scale, obviously I'm recording this on Sunday night, so the Super Bowl just happened. I'm not necessarily like the biggest football guy, but of course, you got to watch the Super Bowl. So that is something that me and my family did. We watched. We just saw the Eagles just trounce the Chiefs. That was definitely a very wild game to watch and stuff. So, but still fun. Always fun to just watch, eat some good food. My wife made some homemade lemon pepper wings and some tater tots. Got me a little Shirley Temple to drink as well. So good food, good family time. And then over the past week, on the NBA side of things, like we had a week of insanity with all the trades and all the stuff going on with that. Which the Saturday last Saturday night when the freaking Luca and AD trade with the Lakers and the Mavericks, I was like, yo, that was insane. Just because of the fact that it blindsided everybody. Nobody saw that coming. No rumors, nothing. Just boom, Luca traded to the Lakers. They're like, what? And then of course, Luca, he hasn't played a game yet or whatever, but AD, his first game last night in Dallas, he got hurt, and now he can be out for maybe about a month. It's like, bruh. And then that other trade that the was it Charlotte and the Lakers was making for that big dude, whatever, he failed his physical, so they canceled that trade. And Jimmy Butler's gone to the Warriors, and lots of other pieces moved around the board and stuff. So yeah, so just interesting times to follow all that stuff. And of course, shout out to RDC World for the skits. They of course did an NBA trade skit, and they even did a NFL skit where they put up right before the Super Bowl game. But but yeah, so sports is sports. is really all I can say on that. But anywho, so let's kind of just start rolling through some of the stuff going on. So game wise, I don't really have nothing to really talk about right now. You know, things are kind of ramping up for a lot of people. It's just not stuff that I'm really playing right now, but Kingdom Come Deliverance just came out, and that already sold 1 million copies and some change. The first day it was out, and seemed to be reviewing well. It looks really cool. I've heard a lot of things about the series over the years, and I almost bought the first game a few times because it's always on sale. It's like $5 to $7, and part of me was like, just buy it to try it or whatever. But I'm like, I know I'm also not really going to give this full attention it probably deserves. So I'm just like, I'll just observe it from afar. Avowed is also coming out in the next week and some change. I know reviews will be out at the end of this week, around the 13th. So I'll be very interested to see the thoughts and impressions on that because that game looks very colorful, looks very cool, highly anticipated. Might try to steal somebody's Xbox in my family to watch it. Hold on. Okay, not sure what happened. My monitor keeps on blacking out every so often, so I'm trying to keep rolling, and we'll see. But what was I talking about? Yeah, Avowed coming out soon, so yeah, I might have to borrow my wife's Xbox or something soon, because I kind of want to give that game a shot. So I don't know, but yeah. So and also speaking of gaming things, whatever, freaking PlayStation Network was out for like 18 hours or something dumb or whatever. Uh, though I'm like, for me, it's whatever because obviously I don't really play online games like that and stuff, and I don't really haven't really been in a big gaming mood period lately. So it was kind of whatever for me. I was watching shows and reading manga, which I'll get into later in the show. So it was kind of like whatever for me. And I did kind of laugh at somebody had made a meme with the dude from Squid Games, the main character, where he kind of confessed in season 2 of like, I've been here before, I played the games before, and then kind of just put like, I went through the PSN outage before, talking about the great 2011 PSN outage where PlayStation Network was down for almost a month. So I definitely remember those days back on the PlayStation 3 back then. So it being down for less than a day, I'm not phased. but uh but yeah, so that's kind of main stuff going on gaming wise that I can think of. I know there are rumors percolating that there might be some type of state of play or something for PlayStation later in the week, so we shall see. Uh, but yeah, otherwise it's lots of good games out there coming out, lots of stuff to play. Speaking of football, I think they just put Madden is on super sale right now. It's like $20, but I think they also just put it on Xbox Game Pass as well. So might be something for y'all to check out for those of y'all on Game Pass. So, but anyway, let's truck along past the game stuff, whatever. So I'm trying to think how I want to tackle this. So I've watched some shows here and there over the last month and some change. Two in particular I'm gonna talk about because those seasons were over, and a couple of them are still airing right now. So I'm trying to think. Just because I don't really want to spoil anything for this ongoing stuff necessarily, but you know what? Just check timestamps for stuff, whatever. So, Severance season 2. What episode are we on? Okay, so yeah, so mild spoilers. I'm gonna check the timestamp, skip ahead a little bit. So this is Silo season 2, episode 4 that just came out the other day, whatever. So this season in general has been really cool, really cool. And I'm happy to be kind of part of the weekly theory contemplating session and stuff, whatever, because I didn't watch the first season of Silo until like a year or so ago. Uh, but it was cool just kind of getting to like just binge watch it in one go. But I have kind of liked the weekly kind of like drip feed and trying to figure out where things are going to go, whatever. And so with this episode, just like overall, just like had me asking questions because at first I was like, did I skip an episode just because of the way that it started? And then, I'm like, did I skip an episode? Why did it start like this? And then it's like, okay, well, whatever. We're just here. We're doing this, whatever. And then, like, at the end, we finally got the confirmation about, once again, spoilers, about Helly R is her Audi version that has infiltrated or whatever. And man, that scene got freaking intense with Irv pretty much darn near killing her until Milchick called in to have the switch flipped or whatever. But like that episode overall was like just like eerily unnerving just because of the setting that they were in as well. But then yeah, that moment where Irv was like, basically, I'm a killer, I'm a killer, you know, and stuff. So, but yeah. So shout out to Severance, super good show. So now on to the next thing, Paradise. So this is the show on Hulu, Paradise, up to episode 4. So this is the show starring Sterling K. Brown, where he is the head of the Secret Service, and basically something happens to the president, and now trying to figure out, okay, the mystery behind that. Now, okay, spoilers again for Paradise. So this show was already good. That first episode, good, solid setup. But then they did the reveal. Once again, spoiler, if you don't want to know. They do the reveal that they are basically in a giant underground kind of city, or a giant city that is within a mountain, because something happened to the outside world. And so only like 25,000 or however many tens of thousands of people they handpicked to come live in this city or whatever. And so the way, like I said, it's everything just looks normal. Just because, like, the episode is, you see the daylight, you see the skies, and yada yada yada, and it's like, oh, this is wonderful, whatever. But that reveal at the end of like, yo, they are just in a giant underground inside of a mountain city or whatever, and then slowly getting the layers peeled back of all this stuff with these different characters and trying to figure out, okay, who can you trust and who killed who and what is going on. Really dope. And man, that episode 4 was like really, really good. Episode 4 was really good. Just with how they kind of set things up at the end of the second or the third episode or whatever last week. And I will say, shout out to what's the actress name? Sarah Shahi. So she is somebody who I have adored as a fan since Person of Interest, because she was in Person of Interest, and then she was in what was the other thing that I really enjoyed? Um, shoot, sorry, I'm trying to think. Person of Interest. Oh, okay. I didn't know she voiced somebody in Young Justice. Um, I can't think of what else it was, but it was something else that she was in that I also enjoyed. But yeah, so she pops up in here, and funny just trivia thing about her, whatever. She grew up in Euless, which is within our school district area or whatever, and she basically went to the rival school from that my kids go to, whatever. So that was very interesting and random to learn about her. But yeah, so the way they kind of set up things in that third episode, and then kind of twisted and kind of had you guessing the whole time in episode 4, and then that other twist and turn, really good, really good. Yeah, I highly recommend y'all checking out Paradise. It's on Hulu. 4 episodes so far. I think it's just gonna be like an 8 episode series, which saddens me, but I hope that they, it's nice and tight. Uh, all right, so moving on from there, I want to talk about. Let me see. I'll start off with Night Agent season 2. So season 1 is a show that I just watched. Maybe like a couple months ago. I think I watched it during the Christmas break, whatever. And I only found out about season 1 because I saw a trailer for season 2, and I'm like, "What the heck is Night Agent season 2?" I never even heard of season 1. So, so season 2, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it, to be honest. Like, it started off strong. I'm like, okay, our boy, he's back in the crazy mess or whatever. Now, I will say, so Night Agent, just for context again, if you don't know, so this is basically about a guy who was a FBI agent. Things happened. He got blame put on him for a situation that was not his fault, and he basically got put as a basically answering the phone for the night agents. So the night agents are like a secret subsect of the government that handles top secret missions and stuff, whatever. And so they have a person who is on rotation that sits at this phone in the basement of the White House, to where if a night agent is in trouble and needs to be extracted, they will call this special number, give their code name, password, yada yada yada, and then they help them escape and extract and yada yada yada. So that's what he did for season 1. Ends up helping to stop a bigger incident or whatever. And thus with season 2, now he is a night agent, so he's out in the field, and things quickly go south very badly within the first episode or whatever. But it was good. But along the way, we also had these other characters and this kind of other subplot that was kind of getting interweaved with the stuff that he was doing in this. Um, okay, yeah, Peter Sutherland Jr. Um, so it's these bigger plots and stuff going on, and I will say things were a lot more tense in certain moments compared to the first season, just because like now the scale of things that are happening are bigger and things like that. But it started kind of being a little too much kind of going on. And then, of course, they set things up for a season 3. So I'm like, oh my God. But I don't know. It was still a okay watch. But I think season 1 was a stronger constructed package. But season 2 was okay. Like I said, I ended up finishing it or whatever. So it wasn't, it's horrible by any stretch of the imagination or whatever. But it was just kind of a lot to try to keep up with and to process and stuff. So, but we'll see how things kind of go whenever the season 3 comes out, and hopefully I hope that they maybe just kind of stop it there, just because the scale of where season 3 is going, I think that'd be a good level to kind of like, okay, we're in this spot or whatever, let's kind of wrap it up and be done with it or whatever. So, but I do like the chemistry that him and Rose have together, though it is kind of like a toxic trauma bonding situation or whatever. But they are both solid characters and stuff. So yeah. So Night Agent season 2, that show is on Netflix. So I'm watching stuff all over the place. Some Severance on Apple, and Paradise on Hulu, Night Agent on Netflix. It never ends. All right. Silo season 2. So this show I still continue to enjoy a lot. Um Now, yes, this show definitely did have some very slow moments, but I enjoy that. Just because getting a chance to just like really get like really deep and personal with a lot of characters and stuff, whatever, kind of like the slow build up for these bigger moments and stuff, whatever, I truly enjoy. So Silo season 2. So this, once again, spoilers. Uh, uh just a little bit of context once again, if you're hearing me talk about this and don't know what the show is. So this is another great show that is on Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus, whatever you want to call it. And basically, it is a dystopian future where something happened to society, to the world above, and humanity seemingly was forced to live underground in this silo that is 144 stories deep, with about 10,000 or so people. And so yeah, it is just kind of just following their life within the silo and them trying to, you know, basically there are some people that start asking questions, trying to figure out what is truth and what is false and yada yada yada. So that is the setup for the show. So now at season two, we have a lot of different things going on because we got Juliet. She is now in another silo. So, at the end of season one, it was the reveal where she got sent out to clean, but they specially patched her suit up to where she wouldn't die by inhaling the outside atmosphere and stuff. So she made it outside of her area, and the camera panned out, and you see that there are dozens of silos. And so she makes her way into another silo that happens to be nearby and that was already open. But as she was going there, whatever, she had to cross this humongous graveyard of bones. And that was like an eerie sight because, later on in the season, we kind of get to see a flashback of that moment where basically things deteriorated within that silo, and so they were ready to evacuate and get out, and so a group of people forced their way out of the silo and stuff like that. But of course, they made it outside, and then within seconds died or whatever. And then you see like the reason why the door was stuck open or whatever was because bodies and stuff got stuck in the door and they couldn't close it in time and yada yada yada. So anyway, so she's now inside this other silo or whatever and trying to piece things together, and she starts meeting other people inside the silo. So you have that storyline with her over there, and then chaos and anarchy is happening in the other silo or whatever, or in the primary silo that the show first took place in and stuff. So, but yeah, I enjoyed kind of seeing both sides of things, and we're kind of getting more world building on through both sides, and stuff, whatever. So because she meets this guy named Solo who is barricaded himself inside of this basically kind of like an IT vault. Uh, and we find out that there are other people secretly living in that silo as well. And then, shoot, what was that one guy's name? And I really liked the side plot with that Lucas Kyle dude, who was, he got captured for seemingly helping Juliet last season, and then he eventually makes his way up to being freaking Bernard's shadow and all this stuff. Like they killed the judge lady, and Sims got put as judge, and it was just so much stuff going on. And then like that big moment towards the end of the season where Lucas Kyle, he's piecing together all these different things, whatever, and ends up going into that one like very bottom part of the silo that Juliet and everybody else always thought that was like fully flooded. But he really, he learns that okay, there's something down there, which we know that there was like a underground door or something, or whatever. And so he takes a chance, goes down there, drops down, thinking and is afraid that he has to swim through like a deep pool of water. And nope, it is only like ankle deep water or whatever. And he makes his way to this door, and this light turns on, this AI voice: Lucas Kyle, you are only the third person to make it here. And it was the judge lady, or like the fourth person, I think, because it was like one of like the founders, the judge lady, Juliet's boyfriend, but he didn't actually talk to the guy to the thing, whatever. And now Luke is Kyle, and the AI voice basically saying something about like, I'm about to tell you something, whatever, but you can never speak of it. And I want to know like what the heck he said, that AI said or whatever. But yeah, overall this season was really cool. But of course, freaking cliffhanger central, as they always do. But I hope that it is not super super long before we get the next season. So yeah, because we've already got confirmation that that they greenlit the next two seasons, so season three, and then there will be a fourth and final season after that, which I think will adapt all of the books or novels or whatever and stuff. So, but yeah, so Silo season two, some good stuff that I enjoyed watching. Okay, so anime wise, I have one specific show I'm gonna touch on in a second, but as far as everything else is still pretty much rocking and rolling. Solo Leveling, phenomenal episode this week. Like I think I might have mentioned previously, but like after last week's episode, the one before the one that just aired, I had flashbacks. I was like, yo, this was a super dope part of the manga when I read this years ago, whatever. That I ended up going back and reading it again. I picked up from where the previous episode was and right up to basically them preparing for Jeju Island and stuff, whatever. And so yeah, so and then this episode did not disappoint. That fight with Carl, whatever his name was, to the high orc dude. Great episode, great episode. And so knowing that okay, where we're about to go, and it's what 11. Okay, so 7 episodes, seven, 8, 9. Okay, so we're at the halfway point, so we got like 6 more episodes to go. 6, 7 more episodes to go. So yeah, very dope. Uh, I'm behind on Sakamoto Days by an episode, but it is what it is on that. Apothecary is still good. Of course, all my little fantasy stuff is like rocking and rolling. Worthless Appraiser, Greatest Alchemist, Noble on the Brink of Ruin, A Rank Party, Bogus Skill, all that stuff is just uh, daily life of the middle aged online shopper dude thing. Super good. I still got to watch the newest episode of Metalist, but I'll get to that. Maybe I'll watch that tonight after I finish recording, if it's not too late. But yeah. So the anime is rocking and rolling. Now, primary anime I want to touch on today is this. If I can get this to yes. So the most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan. So I will say, just like I mentioned a couple episodes ago with the Osan Nubia adventure. So this one specifically, I see the manga all the time, like I say with a lot of stuff, whatever. But I always see the manga whenever I go to the stores, whatever, and just looking on the shelves and stuff. I see the name, and so the anime came out. I was like, okay, cool. But for whatever reason, last year, oh right, it came out in fall season, and I didn't really watch anything in the fall. So I just didn't watch it or whatever and stuff. So, and I don't know why, but for some reason, last night, Saturday night, I was just like, huh, okay, I want to start something or whatever. I want to pick another show that I never got around to finishing from, last year or whatever. And so I saw this one and I'm like, okay. I remember several people, specifically the homies, Polo and Tail on Mike Check Waifu podcast, talking about how much they were enjoying this, whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I think I had started like part of episode one, but didn't finish it or whatever. And so I went back. And so I watched like a few episodes late Saturday night. And then I woke up super early Sunday morning, couldn't sleep, couldn't go back to sleep, whatever. And so I was like, screw it. let's continue watching. And so pretty much all my morning this morning was finishing this show, whatever. So I watched all 12 episodes pretty much almost in one sitting. That's how much I enjoy the show. So the premise of this show is basically this guy, Noel, Noel Stolen. Um, he is the grandson of a legendary seeker named Overdeath, or who went by Overdeath or whatever. But uh, Noel, he has basically one of the thought to be one of the weakest abilities or whatever, which basically lets him vocally strategize stuff, whatever. So he calls out like buffs and debuffs and stuff on enemies. So if he's like, freeze, paralyze, so that'll freeze whoever, buff speed or whatever the case may be, whatever. He vocalizes stuff, whatever. So he's not supposed to be on the front lines, or whatever. He's like a central, like a tactician type of person, or whatever. And so it is basically his journey of, as the name says, running the greatest clan. But the way it starts off, and what I will say that I liked about the show, is just this MC. He don't care who you are. If you are loyal to him, then hey, you cool. If you double cross him, or you were in the way of his goals, whatever, he will destroy you in whatever way possible. They're like, nobody is safe. Like, and I'll just give a brief, slight spoiler example. So, first episode, he has his crew. It's him and four other people that he's with at the beginning of the show, or whatever. Well, he says, okay, hey guys, I think I'm ready for us to try to start basically going from just the little group that they were in to forming a clan, which is like higher prestige, more access to stuff, yada yada yada. And so like, okay, well, hey, well, we'll kind of sleep on it or whatever, and hey, we'll meet up tomorrow night or tomorrow evening, whatever, to move forward with the plan. Well, of course, middle of the night, two of the party members escape town with a bunch of the money that they've been saving up, yada yada yada. So he, with the help of the other teammate or whatever, and some other people that he hired, tracks them down or whatever, and he ends up, because they since they don't wanna, or they're not able to pay back the money or whatever, he sells them into the slave trade. He's like, all right, hey, this is what it is, and that sets the tone early on of, hey, this dude is about no BS. And so it was just cool just watching him maneuver throughout the show, and just seeing, some people that he forms his new group with, or whatever. Some of them came to him, some of them he stumbled across, some of them he specifically went after. And that has been the very dope thing about this show, is just these the growing cast of characters or whatever, and just how he is encountering these different people, and then what different ways he is able to maximize their abilities or to get them on his side and everything. But it was a super cool, super fun watch. Like I said, I definitely look forward to checking out more of this series. I might end up, maybe if I can find it, uh, jumping over to the manga or something, or whatever. Because I don't think there's no announcement for a season 2 yet. So we shall see. But yeah, it was a really dope show that I highly recommend. This one, I had watched it. It was on Crunchyroll. Like I said, it was 12 episodes long, and yeah. So like I said, if you just enjoy a main character that is like, hey, he about his business or whatever, then yeah, this is a show to watch. Um, so yeah, so I think that's it for the anime. All right, so talk about a little bit of manga stuff really quickly. Just first off, just gonna say, um, the long-awaited request, Viz finally licensed the Manga Kingdom. Um, And so, yeah, so we're about to start officially getting Kingdom in English. But of course, it's going to take a very long time for them to go through it because Kingdom is a very long running series. Kingdom has been going on for about 19 years. It is steadily, as long as I followed manga sales and stuff like the last decade or whatever, it's always been in the top 10. Heck, at one point in time, it was consistently in the top three back during like the strong heyday era of One Piece and Attack on Titan. It was One Piece, Attack on Titan, and Kingdom, just in rotation in that top three for a long time. But even now, yeah, Kingdom still hangs around in the top 10 as other stuff kind of ebbs and flows throughout that list over the years. So, yeah, so this has been a highly requested series. Um, this is one that many years ago, long before I was doing the podcast or whatever. So, I used to do a thing every holiday going into the new year where I would pick a manga and it basically was like New Year, new manga. So I would pick a manga to start reading and to catch up on or whatever. And so, cause that's how I got into, I think, My Hero Academia back in the day, and maybe even Jujutsu Kaisen and some other things. But Kingdom was one of those series, because back around that time, it was in the lead up to chapter 500. And so I was like, okay, well, perfect timing. You know, it's a lot of discussion and buzz about the series or whatever. I want to be there for that discussion, and there is still a legendary panel that to this day lives rent free in my mind. Those of y'all that have read Kingdom, it is the panel. If you already know, I think it was like chapter 499, where Shin got Oki's glaive. If you know, you know that panel, the meaning and the emotion behind that moment or whatever, phenomenal. Um, But yeah, so Viz finally got it. They're gonna start releasing it this fall, but they're doing it in singles for the volume. So that's gonna be a very long drip feed. Even if they are doing one volume a month, 'cause I think Kingdom is already up to volume like 70 something. Because like I said, it's been going on 19 years. The chapters there, I think they're in the 800s or something. I think I don't remember. All right, yeah, Kingdom is like over 820 something chapters. uh, yeah, over 820. So yeah, it's a lot, and I myself haven't read in years. I think last time I read, I think it was sub 700, maybe even 600. Cause like I said, I know for sure I caught up for the 500 landmark, and like I said, I think I might have read through 600, but I'm pretty sure I'm under 700. So yeah, I'm like possibly 200 plus chapters behind, maybe. But yeah, so Viz got that. Um, what other stuff? Manga wise, Viz got Kingdom. So I don't really have too many things to say, like with the chapters this week, or whatever. Shout out to Sakamoto Days, reached the chapter 200 milestone. There's a new soccer manga called Embers that I've liked. So it's two chapters so far. I've enjoyed both chapters um, as of right now. So basically follows this delinquent who basically ends up finding soccer through the help of one of the teachers at his middle school, whatever, kind of giving him a new outlet. And so now he's enrolled in this new middle school, this high school, whatever. And so with chapter two, it kind of set up in a way, kind of give a little bit of Haikyuu vibes, where it's these two guys that had met each other back in the day, and now they're teammates, whatever. So we'll see. Like I said, I've liked the first two chapters, so we'll see. There's another new series called Star of Beethoven. Um, I don't know. I wasn't like fully feeling that first chapter, but we shall see. Of course, One Piece is doing what it do, and I keep want to say Wano Elbaf. We just had a legendary character return. Is all I'm gonna say on that. Ichi the Witch is ramping up. I'm letting Akane build up again because we had that big what was it, freaking 3-year time skip a handful of chapters ago, whatever. So I've been kind of letting this build up again. How many chapters am I? So I got about 3 chapters to read, but I'm probably let that build up a little bit longer. Uh, we got a new series from the artist of Dr. Stone, Boichi, called The Martial King. So I'm interested to see this simply just because of the fact that it's like a Western style series, and we don't get too many Westerns. So, and new chapters for this come out on Thursdays, which is very nice. Have something else sprinkled throughout the week or whatever. So, but yeah, so trying to think, the setup for this is basically in a weird way a Ace and Gold Roger situation in a ways, but to where basically the main character, his dad was a legendary uh, heistman or whatever back in the day, and so he ends up taking out his father, using the bounty money, and then seemingly going to enroll in this martial school or something, or whatever like that. I don't know. Sounds weird the way I described it, or whatever, but you know, the art looks very dope. If you've read Doctor Stone and the other series that Boichi has done, then you'll know what to expect on that front. So, but either way, I'm curious to read at least another chapter to kind of see um, where things will lead on that front. And that might be it with the manga from Shonen Jump stuff. I still gotta go back and finish Beat in Motion. But Kaiju number 8 had a very cool moment recently where we got a very dope new look for our MC. Is all I would say on that front. Spy Family is kind of slowing down a little bit, but hopefully it kind of picks up soon. And yeah, that's it for Shonen Jump. So I got to give a shout out to K Manga. So this is the site and app where a lot of Kodansha titles are available at. Unfortunately, this isn't a typical paid subscription thing like Jump and Viz and Manga Plus and stuff is, or whatever. They use a ticketing system, or you also have to buy the chapters or whatever and stuff. So, which is not fun. But so far, I've survived just off of the free tickets because every day you log in, you get like 5 tickets. And I lucked out when I started reading on here last week. It was like a bonus thing, whatever, where they were giving an additional 5 tickets. So I was getting 10 tickets a day or whatever and stuff. So I got a chance to kind of like read a handful of series and stuff on here that I've been kind of going through, and even just like looking at this list, it's like, man, there's so many series that I even like just this season alone that I'm watching that are from Kodansha and stuff, whatever. So, and just other just series that are pretty big. So just to name a handful or two. So Blue Lock, Shangri La, MF Ghost, Worthless Appraiser Class, A Sign of Affection, A Rank Party, Medalist, Fire Forces on here, Wistoria, Sweat and Soap, but I got that whole series right behind me on my shelf. Oh, The Great Cleric is on here. Past the Monster Meat, Blue Period, Witch Hat Atelier. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent. Yeah, so shout out Kodansha be having a lot of stuff. See Bogus Hill, see a lot of stuff that I am watching the anime for this season is on here, but specifically a couple of series that I just kind of want to shout out and point out. So most of these I will get their own separate discussions and stuff at later points in time, but still just wanted to shout them out. So the one that got me in the door because of a mutual shared it again was the Isekai Doctor. So this one's pretty straightforward. So it's pretty much about a doctor who's really good at what he does, ends up getting isekai into this fantasy world and stuff, but he doesn't get any special magic and powers or whatever. He is still just being a great person, a great doctor. helping out people in this fantasy world. It is very detailed and descriptive with all of the medical stuff, whatever. And the art is freaking fantastic. Like, this is just some of the panels from different things. That's the cover art, but yeah, some of these panels and character designs look so freaking cool. But yeah, this one of this dragon, that thing was super dope. Um, but yeah, so the Isekai Doctor was one of them. What was another one? Do. Oh yeah. The Witch and The Mercenary. This was a really good read. I think I had read what was it, like 33 chapters. And so this one followed. Shoot, my brain is going blank on these characters. Yeah, a mercenary named Zig and a witch named Sayasha. So, like I said, there's a whole episode separately talking about this, whatever. But basically, the premise is that uh, he was part of a group to go hunt down a witch. The whole party but him got wiped out. She hires him to protect her, and they end up going to a new continent to find basically her a new home. And they end up discovering that in this new continent or whatever, um, magic is a common thing, and so they start kind of integrating into society and then becoming adventurers, or she becomes an adventurer, but he is still her hired bodyguard basically. And so yeah, so it was a very cool read, and I'm looking forward to reading more. And hopefully, because this hasn't even been picked up in English yet for physical print yet, the light novel is, but the manga hasn't yet. But hopefully that gets picked up, and then eventually maybe even an anime further down the road. So yeah, so the Witch and the Mercenary, and then the other thing that I've been putting time into this weekend as well was the Barbarians Bride. So I really liked the look of this. So this is one that was on my radar a while back because Volume One came out in English. I think maybe back in October or something like that. Thought about checking it out at the time, but just, life happened. I didn't or whatever. And then Volume 2 came out recently, whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, that was that series I was going to check out. Still had it, but kind of find out, oh, this is also on the K Manga app. So I had a whole bunch of my tickets and stuff saved up. So was reading through this, whatever. And so I think I'm about, where am I? I think I'm maybe like under 20 chapters, so maybe like 16 or 17 chapters so far. And it has been a really good read. So basically, the main character, she is a knight princess for this country where they go on these expeditions trying to, basically get more resources and stuff for their kingdom. Well, she ends up getting captured by seemingly these barbarians, and then the basically the heir to the barbarian throne, so to speak, whatever, wants to marry her. And so as the story goes on, you kind of start to see and learn that there is more going on in this other region with these quote unquote barbarians than what she and her people think. And so it kind of starts to open up a bigger view of the world and the different things that are happening, and that, hey, there are bigger things going on than what you got going on with your country and your region and stuff. So, but the art style is very dope. I like all the different armor for all the different characters. Looks really cool. And yeah, it's just been fun just getting a chance to kind of see more of this world and the characters and stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, so the Barbarians Bride. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, like I said, on K Manga that I'm interested in. There's another one I really want to check out at some point called Only I Know the World is Ending. Um, and so that one's been on my radar for a while, as well as some other stuff on here. But but yeah, so I think that's it with stuff I really wanted to touch on today, whatever. So surprisingly, I talked longer than I was expecting, but That's how it goes here at Danny's to Talk. but uh, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap things up and go chill for a little bit before it's bedtime. But yeah, I don't think there's nothing else. So, but yeah. So as always, thank y'all so much for watching and or listening. You can find me everywhere at Danny's to Talk. And yeah, we'll see where things go. Like I said, I got some more manga reviews coming over the next couple of weeks. I got a couple of things I had requested the other day that I got access to that I'm looking forward to reading and checking out. One of them is called Victoria of Many Faces, and the other one is Helena and Mr. Big Bad Wolf. So definitely interested in checking out both of those, and who knows what other things I might come across. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Awkwardly, but yeah, I'll be back with another episode soon. Like I said, we might have some state of play or who knows what else to talk about in the coming weeks and stuff. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But as I always say, treat yourself to something nice, read some manga, watch some anime, TV shows, and movies, play some video games, and of course, live your best life. And with that, your boy is out. I will catch you on the next one. Y'all be easy. I appreciate y'all so much. Peace.